Hello, friends. Welcome back to another night of USN hockey. Tonight we have a Wednesday rivalry. We have USN against Father Ryan.
Yeah, and USN here looking to rebound after a tough loss. A good Rutherford team here against an even tougher, looks like Father Ryan team.
Yeah, and I know in the video description we have video broadcast in, but currently our camera is not working, so we will try to get that set up in the later periods.
And as Noah said, this is going to be a very tough matchup. Father Ryan defeated Rutherford 5-2 last week, and USN had quite a tough game against Rutherford. Rampage off to a very good start to the season, as the game is just now, puck is just now dropping. Ben Schwartz has a shot go over his right shoulder early, and USN is headed the other way. We're about 30 seconds into the contest, and USN is battling for possession behind the attacking net. Osgood looks for Venable up at the point. Barrett now handles the puck behind the net, looking up top for Crane, but Barrett actually holds on to it. Beats two men in the middle. His shot, rebound falls to, I believe that's Laird, and it is covered. But a nice individual effort there by Barrett to get a shot off early.
Yeah, and a good start for USN here, really getting on the attack and setting the tone early.
Yeah, I think for USN has been low starts and kind of slow beginnings, but it seems like they're getting out to a quick start here.
Right, and against such an opponent, you can't afford to have an off period. Like the second against Rutherford last week really made a comeback tough towards the end. USN does win the ensuing face-off. Crane battles for it on the right side, but Father Ryan's headed the other way. They look to center the puck to a man in the middle, but it is broken up. Venable now behind the net. Outlet to Denning, who gets it clear to mid-ice. Father Ryan tries to dump it in, but it's broken up by Crane and Dixon. A little bit of a scuffle. Now Father Ryan's once again headed the other way. Looks for a man in the middle once again, but the shot is wide of Schwartz. Father Ryan maintains possession. Just like Barrett, a shot off from the middle. It's collected by Venable behind the net. Denning now fighting in the corner. Unable to clear. Father Ryan looks for another wrist shot, but blocked by Denning again. Dixon now on defense. Denning coming over to help him out. Puck's now behind Schwartz. Looking for the lacrosse shot, sorry. Father Ryan has three quick shots in succession and takes a 1-0 lead early. They were looking for the lacrosse shot, the Philip Forsberg-esque attempt, but rather ended up with a centering pass and three Father Ryan attackers on the doorstep.
Yeah, when you have a guy like Austin Hester on your team, leading the team with 7 points on the year, you really got to make sure you're prepared to defend him. I know guys like Venable, they've seen opponents like him, but the young guys on this defense like Denning and Profit, they're going to have to be ready for him tonight.
Yeah, Father Ryan's attack has really seemed relentless over the season. USN will have to find an answer coming forward.
And much like the early parts of the Rutherford game, when Palmieri was left out to dry, so to say, Schwartz there was put in a really tough spot with three Father Ryan attackers in very close proximity. As USN now has a chance of their own headed the other way, Crane looks for a centering pass to Osgoner. Sorensen's able to keep it in the zone. Bounces out. Sorensen loses his footing. And we now have a 2-on-1 developing for Father Ryan. Nice defensive breakup. Schwartz tries to cover. He's unable. Some physical hockey in front of the net. Still trying to clear, and Schwartz makes a nice reaction save to cover.
How about Schwartz in his first start as a freshman?
Yeah, as I spoke about him last week, I think Schwartz is really ready to make a mark in his USN career here early on. He has 3 full years ahead of him, including this year. So, I think he's ready to take the mantle when Palmieri leaves next year.
True, and that's a relationship we'll get into a little later tonight. But it's a very interesting dynamic between the two. And really a tough game for Schwartz. Really good learning experience against a really talented team. Father Ryan now has possession to Schwartz's left. Venable's fighting for possession, as is Barrett. Comes over to help. Venable gains possession. Looking up the left side, tries to beat a man. It's deflected, but Barrett's there to collect. Plays ahead to Sorensen. Sorensen, very nice move to get onto his backhand, and a really good save that keeps the Father Ryan lead intact.
Heck of a move by Sorensen there, really getting the Father Ryan defenders off track.
Right, and that was a very good pass by Barrett to find such an opening. Sorensen is still active. Gains possession from Father Ryan. Looks for Laird in the middle. USN doesn't have numbers here, but Laird keeps fighting for it. Father Ryan is now headed up the right side. A nice pad save by Schwartz, and the second attempt just goes narrowly wide. Dixon now fighting for it from a Father Ryan attacker. Puck is moved up to the point. Shot's blocked. And USN now has possession behind Schwartz. Looks to clear. Nice to get it out of the zone. Now Laird headed up the right side. Has 3 defenders in front of him. He's able to get the puck over to a teammate. Back to Laird. Venable's now fighting for it at the blue line, but a nice outlet pass.
Dangerous counterattack from Father
Leaves a
Ryan.
one-on-one with Schwartz. Profit's able to get his stick in, and Schwartz makes a nice save. But Father Ryan is still on the attack. Now behind Schwartz, who's trying to keep his eye on the puck.
Schwartz really looking active here early, using these leg pads efficiently.
Now, how about some of those shots from distance from the Father Ryan attack?
Right, that second effort there was no easy shot for Schwartz. They're really forcing him to be active early.
And I'm a big believer in experience leads to growth and production in sports, and Ben Schwartz getting experience against arguably the best team in the division this early on in the season is what's going to help him grow as a player. I think it's a smart move by the coach, and what could have a lot of controversy will end up being good in the future.
That's a good point. As we have Osgner headed the other way, he does lose possession in front of the net, but Crane is there to regather. Denning tries to put a shot on net that Barrett's there to deflect, but it does ultimately fall to a Father Ryan player. Father Ryan now head up the right side. Barrett's physical, wins possession back. Crane up to Osgner, into the offensive zone. Osgner's fighting for it in the corner. Gets a nice shot off from a tight angle, but the goalie is able to cover. Looks like it got caught in his pads as we have stoppage in play with 8:40 remaining.
And that wraparound on the net reminded me of Pontus Aberg in the 2017 Stanley Cup Finals for the Preds. I believe it was Game 1. Really got us off to a good start in a series that didn't go our way, but I remember that being an exciting time.
And what a time that was for the Predators. And I will remind you, as Pontus said a few months after the fact, he actually prefers the name Aberg, even though it's not spelled like that.
That's my bad, Pontus.
Father Ryan is called for icing. And USN, they haven't had the best openings 5.5 minutes, but they've had their offensive chances. They trail in shots 3-8, but it's not such a one-sided game as that stat suggests.
Yeah, USN is definitely in it. They're playing competitively, and they've put together some nice attacks. But I think they just need to find their rhythm a little bit in the early going.
Right, and then the first 2 wins of the season, the USN line along with Sorensen are dominant, as we have Father Ryan headed the other way. Venable's the lone defender back, and a great glove save by Schwartz.
It's a great save from Schwartz.
He was left with a one-on-one. Stands tall.
Schwartz has been showing off his pad skills so far, but we really saw his catching ability right there. That was a fast puck going right at the net, top right corner it looked like. Way to react.
USN gains possession after the Father Ryan face-off. Denning now has the puck to Schwartz's right. Looks for Venable, but the pass is too far for him. So Father Ryan dumps in, but the dump in is actually on target, so Schwartz is forced to deflect wide. Denning keeps fighting for it behind the net. Unable to clear. A shot from the point.
Yeah, Father Ryan really putting pressure on now.
And USN's really struggling to clear, but it does look like they were able to get it over the line there. Dixon's able to get it clear. Not many numbers here. Sorensen's looking for the back post pass, but no attack really developed. We now have Venable and Sorensen on the left side. Sorensen loses his footing. And we do have a little bit of a tumble behind the play as Barrett is able to get a shot off of his own. Similar angle to Osgner just a moment ago. Profit and Venable are now back against 2 Father Ryan attackers. And Barrett tracks back to make a very nice defensive play Outlet to Sorensen, who looks for the toe drag, but it is broken up. Sorensen still on the ice, a long shift here, still working defensively. And once again, Barrett tracks back, make a good defensive play. Profit now with the puck in the right corner. Barrett with him to help out. Barrett's able to clear up to Crane. Not quite out of the zone. They're fighting for it on the left board. Nice defensive play by Venable to clear the zone. Father Ryan really is relentless here, not letting it get far past mid-ice, really.
And again, they're in possession in the back.
Big hit by Laird there.
Yeah, we've seen some pretty physical plays thus far.
Yeah, I remember at the end of the last timeout, Rutherford, he had a couple big hits towards the end, showing off his anger. Hopefully here he won't have to be in that position. Hopefully we'll be more in the game when it comes into the third period.
Right, and this seems like a pretty disciplined start for USN against such a talented offensive team. They've, I would say, kept the chances at bay thus far, as Laird has the puck behind Schwartz. Over to Crane. Still in the defensive zone. Crane carries across the middle. Looks back for Laird. They are able to clear the zone, but Father Ryan clears back in. Crane is there to collect to Schwartz's right. A little bit of a big touch, but he keeps possession. Father Ryan's keeping the forecheck. Crane tries to clear, but it's stopped at the blue line. A shot is deflected. It looks like USN will have another chance to clear, but Father Ryan is relentless on the forecheck. Finally, a puck is clear, and a very nice job to keep that on goal and avoid icing, as Osgener is now on a forecheck of his own. Very good fight. A centering pass. Sorensen in the middle. What a move. And narrowly kept out of the net. Goalie was on his back. And a great toe drag by Sorensen to generate a shot of his own. Nice keep in here at the blue line.
Brody Wales.
Profit now puts it on net, and it's into the goalie's chest.
Yeah, but like I said before, that Father Ryan pressure really is something else. I mean, they kept that USN team, bottled in their own half. But a good way to break that pressure with a good clear. And
generate a nice few shots of their own. That was a very nice sustained attack. Faceoff Father Ryan's able to clear. Venable with a nice outlet pass. Osgener remains on the forecheck. Now we have Denning and Venable on the ice defensively for USN. Puck is back to Venable. An uneven pass. Now a centering pass from Father Ryan, and a turnover in the defensive zone gives Father Ryan a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, it looked like Venable lost control of the puck right there, which ultimately led to a turnover and a goal for Father Ryan.
Yeah, this seems like one of those games where you're going to have to be perfect defensively. Father Ryan's attack looks like it can capitalize on any error as it did there.
Much like a Mac Jones throwing football on Monday night. Just really not a well
placed puck.
Not a well placed puck, exactly. So not easy for Venable to control. Venable remains out on the ice, playing physically, defensively. Barrett is once again back checking to try and win possession as Father Ryan has possession to Schwartz's right. Now behind the net, looking for centering passing once again, but it's off of Barrett's skate. USN's once again looking to clear. And once again, Father Ryan maintains the pressure. A shot from the blue line does fall wide, but Schwartz is a bit exposed here as the defense struggles to stay with the attacker behind the net. Once again at the blue line. Shot is nearly deflected on goal. Venable now collects to Schwartz's left, trying to move up ice, but he's met by two defenders. Able to get it out of the zone, but still pressure remains. As a turnover here for Barrett, he does have about a 1-on-3, able to generate a nice shot, force the goalie into a blocker save. But this is a really good sustained period for Father Ryan. As I say that, we have a big hit at mid-ice, as Crane was fighting defensively, but is hit to the ice. Father Ryan now moving up the right side. Venable forces the attacker wide, but he's able to get a shot off. Sorensen clears. Now Laird over to Barrett, who's moving up the right side. Has Sorensen in the middle and Laird behind him. Bit of a trip up.
67 on Father Ryan with a great drop to track back.
That was a physical defensive moment there, as we now have Father Ryan headed the other way. Nice move to beat Denning, but Schwartz does make yet another save. Profit's now out to try and win possession. Looks behind the net for Dixon, but it's broken up. Father Ryan looks for another centering pass. Nice toe save by Schwartz to keep that out of the net. Another shot from the blue line. And I believe it came off Denning's skate. He's now limping a little bit. Dixon now playing physically, as USN still trying to clear. Sorensen's able to get a little bit of a tip, but Father Ryan does keep possession. Their dump in is now unsuccessful. Sorensen's moving up the left side, but has 3 Father Ryan defenders in front of him. Not a whole lot of help here. Seems like going forward, somewhat of a one-man attack at times. It's really just tough to clear the zone against such a high-pressing team.
Yeah, both Ethan Webb and Colin Sullivan of Father Ryan have been really active and showing off their speed early behind the net. They're challenged. Schwartz behind the net going one way, then another way. I know as a goaltender that's hard to predict where you're going to wrap around, but Schwartz played that scenario really well.
So we have Father Ryan with 1 minute remaining, once again on the attack. They have 4 men in the attacking zone. Puck is put on goal. Schwartz stays strong against the post, but a bit of a mix-up in front of the net. Ends up with Profit in possession. He does look to clear, but it's too far for Barrett. Venable now tracking back, gains possession behind Schwartz. Looks to clear. Laird now has it on the right board. Up to Barrett, a nice
Good
cross-ice
counter coming.
pass. Has Venable and Osger in the middle, not quite able to get the puck central, as was a nice defensive play to break it up. Looks for Osgner behind the net. It's a little too far for him. Laird's there to help out. We have 20 seconds remaining. USN did have a little bit of an attack of
And
their
here's
own.
Austin Hester.
Hester beats Profit, able to get a very nice chip pass into the middle, but it's just too far for a teammate. Osgner and Profit now on defense. 2v4 for Father Ryan is broken up as time expires in the first.
And Father Ryan seems to be a very solid team overall. We saw a lot of USN counterattacks where the USN attack was just outnumbered because the Father Ryan pressure was just so much. And I really like the play from number 8, Alton Worth, who seemed like a really big enforcer for the Father Ryan team.
Yeah, and actually with USN being down 2-0, I'm impressed with Schwartz's play so far. I think he's saved like over 80% of his shots so far, so props to him. But I think the rest of the team's got to do a better job defending him and maybe create some more chances. Maybe do something different on the offensive side, because whatever's going on right now, Father Ryan's containing them well. So I think maybe they should change some things up, and maybe that'll give them a chance.
And on the topic of goalkeeping, as we sit in intermission, heading into the second period, we do have the return of USN's goalie coach, Coach Mueller, who has been very impactful to senior Jordan Palmieri's success as a goaltender at USN, and is now giving some advice to Schwartz as we're about to enter the second period. And as Noah said, I'm very impressed with his first period. While USN did limit the high-quality chances, he was forced into 10 saves and some very, very close range as well.
Yeah, something he's doing well just from a viewer perspective. Looks like he's really getting his blocker pad out along with the stick and then his glove ready to go. So whether the shot's low or high, looks like he's got a way to react to it. So that's good.
We now have play resuming in the second period. USN headed left to right on your radio dial, as Mike Keith would say. Schwartz is forced into a glove save early, but it is not collected. Instead, goes behind him. USN tries to clear. Barrett making a nice play. Osgner streaking up the middle. He's looking centrally. Laird behind him. Forced into a pad saves the goalie. And Laird is looking for Venable up top, but it was a nice read by Father Ryan. Gain control of the puck. And Barrett and Osgner are kind of mimicking the forecheck of Father Ryan, pressuring the player behind the goal, and that does yield a turnover. With Barrett, Osgner, and Laird once again headed the other way. Barrett gets a quick wrist shot off. Now looks for Osgner in the middle. Laird fighting for it to the goalie's right. Laird makes a nice play to get it out to Venable at the point. Venable's shot is batted down by a Father Ryan defender. But a nice minute and a half of attack there,
Good shot by Brody Wills here.
as USN did manage to keep it in the offensive zone. Nice centering pass by Osgner, as Barrett's almost able to put it on net. And Father Ryan's able to get it clear. But really, it was no easy task. As USN now continues their attack, Osgner on the right side is able to get a wrist shot off, but it is deflected into the netting. We have a stop at 12-13. USN now trails in shots by just one, and a very nice opening 2 minutes of the period.
Yeah, USN's doing just what I thought that they should do at the end of the first. Getting more chances already on offense. Maybe it was the change in sides. I don't know what's going on, but they got to keep doing whatever they're doing.
And really, I think it's kind of just playing the way that works, that's worked for Father Ryan thus far. This high-pressing hockey. You know, pressing as a team. As Coach Earl says about the 4-3-3 formation, it really takes everyone defensively. As we have Sorensen head the other way, a very nice textbook move by him once again. The goalie reads it pretty well, but Sorensen nearly opens better part of half of the goal to shoot at. Father Ryan now has a man up, headed the other way, and they had a very good opportunity there, but they did just lose control of the puck. Schwartz does make a routine save. We now have Profit back on defense. Centering pass gets just by him. Father Ryan now on the forecheck as Profit has it to Schwartz right. He's looking to clear, but a physical forecheck from Father Ryan. Father Ryan wins back possession. They have two defenders at the point. Gets it up to the defender on the right side, makes a move towards the middle, looking for a backhand, and a very nice narrow toe save by Schwartz to keep this a 2-goal hockey game. We now have Sorensen headed up the left side after puck narrowly got to him, and he is controlled by the Father Ryan defender.
And there's number 8, Worth, snuffing out the counterattack again for Father Ryan.
And really, it was a few times tonight so far. Sorensen's had somewhat of a chance, but not a whole lot of support, so he's really doing whatever he can.
And like Bennett said about USN almost playing like Father Ryan's been playing in order to create success. Like I learned in World Civs this year when doing a current events project, one way that the U.S. can have a more effective healthcare system is just to almost repeat what Italy and France are doing. Although that might sound like a copying routine, it's what works.
As we have Laird headed the other way, and he manages a 1-on-0 to bring this to a 1-goal hockey game. Beats the goalie on his blocker side.
And that's a great way to capitalize.
And that was a great read by Laird to get on the end of that pass. Somewhat of a deflection leads Laird into the attacking zone with no defender around him. Back to Noah's point about the current event regarding healthcare. This somewhat resembles in 2019, Matt LaFleur getting the head coaching job with the Packers. It was only because Sean McVay was so successful. They wanted anything related to Sean McVay. They were literally copying and pasting Sean McVay. They wanted the second version of him.
Yeah, and just so I don't want to hurt Mackie Luffman's feelings, I meant the AP Gov class, not World Civs. I would never mix those curriculums up.
Absolutely. USN's now sustaining some attack after their goal.
I mean, back to LaFleur. I mean, it's clear that he's doing something wrong. I mean, he has one of a potential Hall of Famer at quarterback, and he's still only
That's
winning
proof
3
that
games.
copying and pasting does not necessarily get you to the same point as you may think. The second version is not always the same as the first version. And I will say, Arthur Schmidt's a better coordinator nor there. Let's get back to hockey. Laird now has the puck at mid-ice. It was a nice outlet pass. A 3-on-3 developing for USN. Out to Crane on the left side. Crane dumps it behind the net for Barrett. Pass is broken up. We now have Father Ryan streaking up the left side. Looks for a centering pass, but Prophet breaks it up. And there's some really back-and-forth hockey here as Barrett has a 1-on-2. Laird makes a nice run towards the middle, and the pass nearly sneaks through to him, but Father Ryan does get on the end of it. Laird is sustaining some pressure here. And Father Ryan is forced into a clearance. No icing call, though. And a really nice look for an outlet pass as Osgener was waiting around the Father Ryan blue line, but it was broken up. And we now have a stoppage in play.
As we're on a break here, I'd like to note that I really want to thank Ford Ice Center for having us. Really blown away by the facilities here. And as I'm eating this Hunt Brothers pizza, it reminds me of being at a Preds game. I mean, it really gives you that feel, and even the colors are the main themes of this building. I love it.
Absolutely. As we have Osgener headed the other way. And they do a great job of recreating the Bridgestone Arena environment without being too over the top. I mean, I had some fantastic Bavarian pretzels. Service was good.
I wouldn't say great, but it was good.
It was good. I'm happy with the overall product. And like Noah said, what a facility. A little bit of uneven possession here as both teams struggle to find a rhythm. Nice turnover. Sorensen is there to meet the pass at the blue line. As the Father Ryan pass was off target, Sorensen was waiting there and was able to get a wrist shot off. Sorensen still with possession, up towards the blue line. Venable now has it behind the net, looking for the centering pass, and nearly connects with Dixon.
And USN had a great chance to capitalize on that chance, but if Jacob Boren, number 57 of Father Ryan, really saved that.
A theme so far tonight, Sorensen and Barrett have been extremely important on the forecheck. They've made some great pass breakups, which have led to a large portion of USN's opportunities thus far. And I will say, as USN does pick up the attack here in the second period, they are leading in shots 17-15. They trail 1-2 with 7:20 remaining, but it is a very tight game here. We now have Osgener up the right side. Doesn't have numbers, but it looks like a big hit on Osgener leads to a penalty for Father Ryan. And USN is headed to the power play, where they've had a lot of success so far this season. Among Father Ryan's top point getters of the season, James Schmidt is called for the penalty at 7:13. So a good opportunity for USN here to tie up the hockey game. Father Ryan gains possession quickly off the faceoff and is able to clear. Prophet is there to regain possession. Looks for Laird up the right side. Laird up to Crane. Back to Laird in the middle. Now Barrett to Crane in the middle. From the slot, gets a nice shot off. Goalie makes a nice blocker save.
Yeah, excellent shot there by Edward Crane. Really making it.
And as Coach Gallman would say, if you've got a shot, take it. You know, a problem with the Preds power play sometimes, they don't always take the shot that's there. I like that shot by Crane. Forces a blocker save out of the goalie. And that's a shot on goal. That's a chance to score.
As the great Wayne Gretzky says, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And I think that revolves around any facet in life, not even outside of sports. I mean, you need to take your chances to get anywhere in life.
Absolutely. I could write a very good
College
essay about that. So Father Ryan now has possession in their own defensive zone, but USN is upping the pressure here as they have a man up and want to take advantage of that. The clearance is on target, so Shorts does pass out to Venable.
USN seeming to find their rhythm here. They're only down by 1, and they're on the attack continually.
And oddly enough, on this power play over the last minute or so, the attack has not been nearly as consistent. So we do have a save by Father Ryan that leads to a face-off to the goalie's left. Sorensen in the circle as 40 seconds remain on the power play. Sorensen's able to win it. Puck is cleared behind the net. Denning is there. Denning looking to the point for Sorensen. Sorensen with Venable behind him. He's looking to try and generate a shot of his own. He makes a nice move to get a wrist shot off.
It's a good effort from Sorensen.
And it was generated largely by himself, but the blocker save does go into the netting.
Father Ryan's defense looked more stationary than my car when it's in the parking lot while I'm at school just now.
They don't know what to do with Sorensen. And it's kind of tough to play such a static defense at times. Venable now has possession at USN's blue line. Looks for the outlet pass to Osgener, who is able to get a stick on it, so no icing call. Osgener remains on the forecheck. Denning now challenges in the corner, and it does pop out to Sorensen at the blue line. Nice
Good pass to Osgener.
Yeah, did very well to get it to Osgener, who nearly puts it on goal. Sorensen's nearly there to tap it in. And Sorensen once again has possession, but he's forced out of the offensive zone. Nice job to hold on to possession there, despite a very physical forecheck there. Sorensen still has possession, now behind Schwartz. Now taking up the left side of the ice. And
It's got to be a tripping.
we do have a tripping call coming up. And just a great job by Sorensen. He now clears in for Osgener behind the net. And we do have a call coming up at 4:30.
Talk about a player that's hard to defend. Hoyt Sorensen's just been active all season. I mean, I think if I were amazing at hockey, I wouldn't even be able to defend him. He's just born with a different type of talent.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about static. Hoyt Sorensen is definitely the opposite.
Much like Cameron Wooten with the soccer ball, just when you think you've stopped him, he keeps running. He is always moving. Sorensen just has a way of holding on to possession. Father Ryan's able to clear off the face-off, and looks like another trip, but it goes without a call, and Father Ryan adds to their lead.
That's just a missed call from the ref. I mean, that looked like a clear tripping.
That was a really odd development there, as Profit and Schwartz are having a word with the ref. Rightfully so. And the whole stadium was watching that. As the puck drifted towards Schwartz, Profit was there to take possession back. But there's no call on the ice. So 9 seconds into USN's power play. Father Ryan takes a 3-1 lead. We have 4:21 remaining in the second. The refs are having a word here, but it does look like nothing has been made of it. And we do
It
have...
could be a very a close game.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a tight game. And something like that going under the radar is really pretty surprising. And of course, no fault of Schwartz, who's played a fantastic game so far. 13 saves tonight. And he's absolutely done what's expected of him.
Yeah, hopefully USN can make something of this power play.
1:30 remaining on the power play. USN struggling to generate any sustained possession here. But Crane and Barrett with a nice forecheck of their own. Father Ryan's able to clear, looking for the outlet pass. Now up the right side. Now one-on-one with Schwartz, and they get another shot off and another goal at 3:52 remaining. Second shorthanded goal of this power play.
A great way to capitalize from number 78, James Schmidt. But it just goes to show, how impactful that missed call can be. As USN has now seemed to lose all momentum.
And it was evident that the Father Ryan players knew of Schmidt's speed, playing him through behind the defense. A line-cutting pass. It's really just holding down Y when you have Mbappe at striker in FIFA. Something like that.
It was almost like Kevin De Bruyne was the one assisting too.
Exactly.
Spot on pass.
Exactly. So we have 3:30 remaining. USN trails by 3 goals. Trying to build a little momentum here with 1 minute remaining on the power play. Osgner tries to cut through the Father Ryan defense, but he is met by a wall of defenders. Now with the puck at the point, Osgner's trying to make something of it. Gets a nice shot off, and the goalie is blocked pretty well, so it's not an easy save. Another shot from the point. Sorensen now trying from the goalie's right, but not a clean effort. And another opportunity here for Father Ryan. They play it through.
Another counterattack for them.
But it will be behind Schwartz, and Venable's there to defend. A nice defensive break up there. But USN still on their heels here with 15 seconds remaining on the power play.
I think USN needs a regroup. This power play has not gone their way.
And as you say that, Sorensen makes a great play to get a centering pass to Dixon. But possession is just narrowly lost. Sorensen, unsurprisingly, regains possession over to Venable on the left. And a nice pass to Osgner at the back post, but he's unable to get a handle on it. Venable now behind the net. Physical hockey, looks like the grabbing of a stick. And a pass to
Another
the point.
counterattack from Father Ryan.
Now gives Father Ryan a 3-on-1 here. Shot from the right side is blocked by Schwartz. And it does go all the way wide to Venable. USN now has a 4-on-1 here. Venable able to get a shot off. Osgner's there for the rebound, but it is put just wide. And a nice job to turn the tables like that, generating a numbers up advantage of their own there. As we have 1:40 remaining in the period. Osgner now headed up the right side, and a great diving defensive play there to break that up. Osgner wants a penalty, but he is still fighting for it to the goalie's left. Pass up to blue line is sent behind the net, and looks like we have a call coming up.
And everything moves so fast, but that diving save from number 7, Austin Hester, for Father Ryan, really can't go underappreciated. I mean, that can save potentially a goal, and that's just a great way to put his body on the line for the team.
And players like that are what leads to championships. Those that can make an impact both offensively and defensively are the ones that really push the team forward when it matters the most.
And it does appear as though the refs were looking to add a penalty as they sent Osgner to the box. They're making things a bit unclear. USN does have a man down here, so for the final minute 19 of the period, USN will be on the penalty kill. I believe Osgner was called for a penalty.
Yeah, and throughout this game, it's just been the Father Ryan pressure that's just won out on the USN attack. I mean, it always seemed like the USN attack was numbers down when they were countering because the Father Ryan pressure, sucked them in so much. Going into this last period, USN is going to have to find a way to break that pressure.
Yeah, and interestingly, it looks like USN's leading them in shots, 24-18. However, their shots have been less efficient and just more direct shots on goal than Father Ryan's had.
And certainly as of late, Father Ryan has simply taken advantage of their opportunities. So we have one minute remaining in the period. Father Ryan's moving the puck up the ice. Moving up the left side, Profit makes a nice play to break it up. But the centering pass does force Schwartz into a pad save. USN's able to get out of the zone. Laird's fighting for it. Now Barrett regains possession at mid-ice. Looks for Crane to his left. Crane's able to keep it forward. Nice dump in to force Schwartz into a cover-up. Now leading to a face-off in USN's defensive zone.
Yeah, and as Sorensen checks in for the USN attack, I mean, one thing USN has to do going into this last period is just find a way to help out Sorensen in an attack. I mean, it seems like he's the only thing that's working and generating shots, and his teammates are really going to have to start helping him out and following up.
Success is never really going to happen in a team sport like this when one player is doing everything. It's really hard to be successful as a team and win games like that.
USN wins the faceoff in the defensive zone. Venable looks to clear. Able to get it beyond the blue line. Sorry, not quite. Venable staying active on defense. Crane now out to try and clear. Father Ryan gets away from a defender, and Sorensen's up there. As the second period comes to an end, while not a dominant period for Father Ryan per se, the score is now 4-1, and a steep climb for USN here in the third period.
Yeah, but we can't ignore that missed call on the, I believe, the third goal for Father Ryan. That really just sort of took away all of USN's momentum, and it's missed calls like that just sap a team away over the course of a game. But we'll see how they bounce back in this last period.
Yeah, and that was a real killer. USN had a great few minutes of attack. Had the opportunity of a power play, and just a rough missed tripping call leads to the first of two shorthanded goals for Father Ryan.
Especially in a game like this where details matter the most. When you're probably a team that's been doing worse so far this year, you really got to step it up with the details and the little things. I know Hornets coach Steve Clifford, when he was at his first training camp for the New York Knicks, he walked out of the first practice and was blown away by the detail and the sense of urgency by players just to get the little things down right. And that's what needs to happen in these games. You can't catch breaks like these, and it's really going to be a steep climb, like Noah said, for USN to come back.
And speaking of somebody who focuses on the details, this is a good opportunity to talk about Jordan Palmieri. As many of you fans at home were probably surprised, Palmieri did not start tonight after dressing and starting for the first 4 games of the season. And I did ask Palmieri about that this morning because, it did kind of spark some questions. But really, he was not worried about it. He's excited for Schwartz to get such an opportunity. He was not worried about anything going forward. And really, he had a really good quote this morning. He said, "Well, you should plan for the worst, i.e., he's forced into the game, that being Palmieri. You shouldn't expect it because he has trust in Schwartz, and he knows that, as is shown so far this game, he's more than capable."
And obviously he wants to be out there on the ice with his guys, but I mean, it's a sign of a good teammate when you're confident and trusting in the other player playing.
Absolutely. And as Ryan Tannehill says, he'll do whatever it takes to win the football game, or in this case, the hockey game.
Yeah, and I mean, going back to the Packers, it almost seems like a Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers sort of situation. Except I think this time Jordan is a more willing mentor than a Brett Favre would be.
It's a good comparison. It does seem like a more positive relationship. Sorensen's able to gain possession, headed the other way against 2 Father Ryan defenders. Crane is there to help him out, but Sorensen is on a forecheck of his own here. Crane now fighting for it. Father Ryan's able to get it clear, past the blue line, past mid-ice. A 3-on-2 developing for Father Ryan. Venables back to defend. And Dixon's now there to help him out. Sends the puck the other way. Sorensen with a nice centering pass to Crane. Had Venable on his left. Father Ryan makes a nice break up at mid-ice. Father Ryan's now headed the other way. Possession at mid-ice. They have numbers up here in the neutral zone. And they're in no rush here. Just over 12 and a half minutes remain. 3-goal lead. Barrett's now fighting for it. Laird makes a nice clearance. A 2-on-3 here with Barrett in the middle. Barrett gains possession up the left side. Gets a nice shot off, but it is blocked wide. Sorensen now from the point. Sorry, that was Dixon. And another nice shot on net. But Father Ryan is able to gain back possession. Laird now from the point. Another nice shot. Laird again off the rebound. Dixon now. And a peppering of shots. Very quick succession here. But Father Ryan is able to hold.
And a great job from the goalkeeper to just stay stout and in his goal.
Yeah, but also excellent start by USN here on the attack.
Father Ryan's now headed the other way. A nice move to beat Profit. Forces Schwartz into a blocker save. Solo attack by Father Ryan is unsuccessful, but they do get a shot off from the point, and it's into Schwartz's chest as we have a stoppage in play at 11:30 remaining.
And Father Ryan doesn't seem necessarily like they're letting up in the attack, even with the 3-goal lead. They're still very much pressing forward. And maybe USN can do something about that.
Reflecting on what was said earlier about the relationship between Jordan and Ben, really is a sign of mutualism, as I learned from Christian Dregge in AP Environmental Science last year. Shout out to Christian Dregge, phenomenal teacher.
And much like in Ragtime, in Literature of the City, they're duplicable events. Many of these saves Schwartz is making closely resemble those that Paul Mary have made so far this season. The two have been imperative for the team's success thus far, and there's a reason that this team is so scary.
I highly recommend you guys read Ragtime if you haven't already read it. Really teaches you a lot about American history in the early 20th century.
It's very interesting. We have 11 minutes remaining as USN's battling for possession in the neutral zone. And a 2-on-0 here. A favorable bounce for Father Ryan leads to a nice centering pass. Schwartz is forced to deflect it again behind the net, and a bit of confusion here. But USN is able to get it clear to Crane. Crane looks for the outlet to Laird, but it's broken up. Father Ryan looks for another centering pass, but Sorensen is there to break it up. A fantastic move. Here. Sorensen now beats one man, gets a shot off, and it trickles just wide. But a great individual effort there by Sorensen. A great move in the defensive zone. We now have Laird here, and a nice physical play by Father Ryan to keep him from making the outlet pass. Grain is behind the net to collect as both teams get a line change. Crane looks for the pass to Barrett at mid-ice, but it's just too far for him. Dixon now with a nice backhand pass to Barrett, who moves up the left side, dumps it in behind. Crane's there. Barrett's looking for the pass in the middle. Sorensen now on the right side, beats one man, beats another. Maybe a little bit of a trip there, but he was a bit off balance. As Father Ryan's 2-on-2 does not develop. Nice move by Dixon to get it clear on the right side. Barrett's now taking advantage of a defensive mistake. Not quite able to get a shot off, but a nice individual effort. Sorensen now continues the forecheck.
Seems like the entire game, Crane has had to play on the defensive end for USN, which is not a good sign. He's usually a forward, getting out in the attack.
That is true, and really, USN has been forced to play some pretty defensive hockey at times, just due to Father Ryan's consistent pressure. Venable makes a nice move here, builds up speed, headed behind the goalie, looking for the centering pass. Barrett's there, but a wall of Father Ryan defenders are in front of him.
Good individual run from Venable.
Venable's quick, isn't he?
He is, absolutely. When he gets downhill like Derrick Henry, you're not catching up with him.
trying to think, Bennett, who's, as our NHL insider, who's a quick defender in the NHL?
Wow. Great save by Schwartz there. Second chance effort just narrowly whiffed on.
I can give you an NFL comparison.
Yeah,
Okay.
no.
Tariq Woolen, Seahawks rookie
Yep.
cornerback.
He's been outstanding.
And as my NHL comparison, I'm going to say Sam Girard, the former Predator, traded to Colorado, and the trade that did give Nashville Kyle Turris, which I will not comment on Turris, but man, Girard is a quick. He's pretty short, but man, is he quick. He is so fast with the puck. Icing is waved off here as Barrett, Sorensen, and Laird are on the forecheck. Barrett turns
They
over
have
the
to
defender,
capitalize here.
and he does make a nice centering pass, but it just gets away from Laird. They remain on the attack. Father Ryan's able to get it clear. Looks like a 2-on-2 developing for them, with Prophet and Venable back. Nice shot break up by Prophet, and shot goes just over Schwartz's head into the netting.
Going back to what you said, Noah, what is Ragtime about? Can you give me a quick book summary?
Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but it follows multiple perspectives and families living in New York in the early 20th century when immigration was becoming popular at the time, and really it was a time of change for America in many ways, including financially, as the stock market was rising with J.P. Morgan. Yeah, it teaches you a lot of things about the transition era, the progressive era of the United States.
And as you say that, USN's transitioning into a counterattack.
And a nice centering pass to Sorensen, and a point-blank save by Father Ryan. Maintains this 3-goal lead. Father Ryan now looks for the centering pass. Denning's there to collect it. Can't quite get it clear, but Sorensen is sticking with it. Dixon now taking it in front of Schwartz. Looks for a backhand pass, which is intercepted by Father Ryan, but they are not able to capitalize. Dixon once again with the puck. He's able to get it up to Denning, but it's a period of a lot of back and forth here in USN's defensive zone, but they are ultimately able to get it clear. Icing is once again waved off. Sorensen's there on the forecheck, of course. Denning's up there with him. And they're not quite able to break the USN line. But again, neither team here is really sustaining an attack, per se. USN is still fighting for it, as just under 6 minutes remain.
Yeah, but I feel like USN needs to commit a little more players in the attack. They got 5 minutes left. They're down 3. And it's just about situational hockey at this point. Usually you don't want to give up a big counterattack goal. But, if no team is really breaking through, if I were the USN coach, I'd take the opportunity and, really try and chase that goal.
Yeah, it's honestly like playing a 3-5-2 in FIFA or soccer in general, really becoming more of an attacking team late in the game when you're down a goal or two. I think Noah's got a point here.
And as is with an attacking formation in FIFA, now is the time to put your center backs on play as striker. USN now has I believe, their third power play of the night.
Hopefully this one goes better this time.
Yep. That was a real turning point in the second period on USN's second power play of the night, and not in a favorable way. Clearances returned from Father Ryan as Schwartz is forced to come out of his net and play it. Of course, Father Ryan is active on the forecheck. Nice move by Laird to get it up to Venable. 3-on-2 here for USN. Venable overlaps Crane, who moves towards the middle, gets a shot off, and somehow that stays out of the net once again. Looks like it got deflected, but that looked like it was heading for the top
Looks
left
like
corner.
Hit the woodwork.
Must have hit the woodwork. Or the pipe, as they say.
Wonder what Charlie King would think of that as a woodworking teacher.
Yeah, I I mean, Father Ryan looks like it looks like they're playing a really solid 2-2 zonal defense with the man down, and USN just can't seem to break it. Is it gonna counter here?
Looks for the sending pass, but Venable is there to break it up. But he is turned over quickly, and the shot is just wide of Schwartz, as we have 40 seconds remaining on the power play. Once again, Father Ryan's able to generate some attack of their own, despite being a man down. Venable to Dixon in the middle, with Denning behind him. Dixon's able to keep it in the attacking zone. Still with the puck, it's Dixon. Dixon looks to Venable in the corner. Venable across. Shot from the blue line. Just to the goalie's left, goes wide. And Venable able to get it to Dixon, who looks for the centering pass, but it is just wide. Physicality increasing here as teams are back to even strength now.
And here's Austin Hester down the wing.
Hester's looking for the centering pass, but Venable is able to keep it at bay. Till a nice delayed pass forces a save out of Schwartz. Father Ryan now with possession. Over to Schwartz's left, looking for a shot. Nice pad save there. Schwartz's right pad has been very active as of late. USN fighting for it in the corner. Father Ryan ends up with it. Dixon now able to get it clear. As Sorensen is streaking up the left side. Ref's getting in the way there a little, makes an attacking move tough.
Father Ryan caught a break there with Hoyt and a fast break.
Yeah, if he had a little more room to work with, there's no telling what that play is turning into. So USN, Schwartz is headed to the bench. 2:40 remaining, and a fantastic outlet pass to Barrett, who's tied up a little bit. No interference call, it doesn't seem, as Schwartz is headed back to the bench. Sorensen's shot is just to the goalie's right.
And Barrett has to capitalize on that.
And the pass just gets past Venable. Father Ryan looks like they have a 2-on-1. Nice track back by Profit, but they're able to get the shot and pass off anyways. Now USN's headed the other way with a 2-on-1. Laird with Barrett to his left. Nice move. Gets it onto his backhand, but the goalie reads it once again. We have 2 minutes remaining here. And Father Ryan now has a 2-on-1. Centering pass is connected on, but it is sent wide. We have some very back and forth hockey here. Again, Father Ryan's on the forecheck. USN defense looks tired here. They are able to get it clear. Barrett and Laird now headed the other way on a 2-on-2. Looks for the centering pass. Barrett's able to collect. Gets his stick tied up a little bit, but once again saved by the Father Ryan goaltender.
And back to that 2-on-1 with Laird and Barrett. It seemed like it was a good opportunity, but a little bit of miscommunication. It seemed like they were right on top of each other.
Yeah, and really the play kind of developed out of nowhere, and it was not capitalized on as well as USN would hope. They've had a few chances of their own, especially over the last few minutes.
Late in this game, I must say I'm really impressed with USN's ability to get somewhat of shots off. I mean, they're up 29-24 right now, and I mean, anything you send a goal gives you a chance technically to score, so really proud of that effort.
I agree, and despite the deficit, I think this is a much more impressive third period performance than the Rutherford Rampage game last week. I think they're doing a very good job of not giving up here, and they know they've played just as good of a game as Father Ryan. Laird now lays a hit at half ice. He is not a fan of the Father Ryan player falling over. Father Ryan shot heads into the netting. We have 44 seconds remaining here. Father Ryan leads 4-1.
And as USN goes back to the drawing board, I think some of the questions they're going to have to answer is how do we capitalize on some of these opportunities? I mean, they clearly had a high number of chances, 29 shots on goal, but they just couldn't capitalize.
That was really the difference in this hockey game. Really just a stretch in the second period when Father Ryan was a man down was really the defining factor in this game. Shorts does make a nice save here with the right pad once again. Father Ryan now with possession behind Shorts. Playing hot potato here. Puck falls to the middle. The header from the Father Ryan attacker. Now Denning is headed the other way with a 1-on-3. Possession is poked away. Osner's there. Tries to make a move towards the middle, but it's blocked. He's staying up there, though. Denning in front of the net. As time expires here, Father Ryan wins their 4th straight game to open the season. USN falls 4-1 in a pretty contested game. What I thought was a pretty even game as well.
Really impressive performance by Ben Schwartz. I honestly wasn't sure how it was going to go going in with the lack of experience, but turned out we allowed less goals against the team that lost to this team. So really something to look forward to in the future for USN hockey.
Yeah, definitely one of the bright spots from this loss. But I mean, for the Father Ryan team, their entire team looked very solid. Even a man down, they were able to create chances and opportunities. Father Ryan definitely has a lot to look forward to.
Really, I thought there were some positives to take out of this game more broadly. USN's performance in the third period was far greater than that of Rutherford game. They did not give up, continued the attack, and while at times it felt like a bit of a one-man attack, there were some bright spots.
I think USN really took this week and a half off from the Rutherford game and really gave it their best shot at this game. Prepared well. I think if we see them again later in the playoffs, we'll come out different, just like we will versus Rutherford. But overall, good performance.
I think there's another indication that there's really not much separation at the top of the standings. I mean, from the eye test, USN is right there, and statistically as well. I mean, this is a very even hockey game.
Yeah, definitely much to look forward to for Nashville hockey fans.
And with that, we're going to be finishing up here, but we'll see you guys next time. Thank you, Ford Ice Center, for having us.
Yes, thank you so much for listening.
Yeah, this has been a great experience. I'm Noah Kim. The play-by-play was Bennett. We got another color commentator from Noah Spiegel. And we hope to see you here at these games in person.
Absolutely. Thank you and good night.